Hi, welcome to another English story. Improve your English easily. Let's start. My name is Olivia Williams. I am 25 years old. For the past 4 years, I have lived in New York City. I had a good job, a small apartment, a busy schedule. My life looked successful from the outside, but inside I felt tired, not physically tired, not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. I was tired of always rushing, tired of always checking my phone, tired of living the same day again and again. One night, I sat on my bed and realized I couldn't remember the last time I felt fully present. I was always thinking about the next task, so I made a simple decision. I would go home for 1 month, no laptop, no deadlines, no noise, just myself. My hometown is very small. It's far from the speed of New York, the kind of town where people know each other, where the streets are quiet at night, where nothing dramatic ever happens. When the bus arrived, I stepped out and took a deep breath. The air felt different, slower. I felt like my body relaxed without asking permission. I was home. The house stood at the end of the street, a white wooden house with a small porch. This was the house where I grew up. Now my aunt and uncle lived there with some distant relatives. The house looked a little different, new curtains, new paint. But when I walked inside, I felt something familiar. The wooden stairs still made the same sound. The hallway still smelled like old books. This was the house of my childhood and the house of my grandmother. Her name was Rose. My grandmother Rose passed away many years ago. She was not loud, not dramatic. She didn't talk much about her past. She just lived quietly. She baked bread. She grew flowers. She listened more than she spoke. When I was little, I thought she was just an ordinary grandmother. Now, standing in her old kitchen, I realized something. I never really knew her. The first week, I did almost nothing. I woke up without an alarm. I drank coffee slowly. I walked around the neighborhood. At first, I felt uncomfortable, like I was wasting time. In New York, every minute had to mean something. Here, minutes just existed. And slowly, I started to breathe deeper. One afternoon, I decided to go to the attic. I wanted to find my old childhood things. The attic was warm and dusty. Sunlight came through a small window. There were boxes everywhere. I opened one, then another. Inside the boxes were old toys, school notebooks, small dresses I once wore, my favorite doll. I sat on the floor and smiled. I remembered who I was before life became complicated. Before I worried about money. Before I worried about success. Just a girl who liked riding her bike and helping her grandmother in the kitchen. Then I found something unexpected. At the bottom of one box was a small dark notebook. It looked old. When I opened it, I saw a name written inside, Rose Williams, my grandmother. My heart started beating faster. I sat down on the attic floor and began to read. The diary was not perfect. The handwriting changed over the years. Some pages were short, some long, some happy, some painful. She wrote about her childhood, about working hard, about simple life in a small town. But then I found something different. One page was folded carefully. At the top of the page, she wrote, "This is something I never told anyone." I felt my stomach tighten. She began writing about when she was 18. She wrote about a boy named Daniel. He was not married. He was not older. He was simply irresponsible, but he was charming. Daniel was popular in town. He was funny, confident, always surrounded by friends. Rose wrote that he started giving her attention suddenly. He walked her home. He brought her flowers. He told her she was special. She believed him. But one evening, she overheard something that changed everything. Daniel had made a bet with his friends. He told them he could make Rose fall in love with him. It was a game, a joke. He wanted to prove he could win her heart. My grandmother wrote, "I believed every word. I believed every look." She fell deeply in love. She thought he was serious. She imagined a future. But for Daniel, it was just fun. When she confronted him, he laughed. He said she was too sensitive. He didn't take her feelings seriously. For him, it was nothing. For her, it was everything. A few weeks later, Daniel moved to another city. No apology, no goodbye. He simply left. Rose never saw him again. She wrote, "That was the first time my heart broke." After that, she found it hard to trust. She stopped believing sweet words easily. She became more careful, but she did not become bitter. That surprised me. She wrote, "I learned that not every person deserves your heart." Years passed. She worked. She helped her family. She focused on building a stable life. And then she met someone new. His name was Austin, my grandfather. He was very different from Daniel. He was calm, quiet, honest. He did not promise big things. He simply showed up every day. Rose wrote, "I did not fall fast. I fell slowly, and slowly felt safe. At first, she was afraid, but Austin was patient. He respected her feelings. He never made jokes about love." Rose wrote that real love felt different. It was not dramatic, not loud. It was steady. She realized something important. Love is not about winning someone. Love is about staying. Reading that sentence, I felt tears in my eyes. If Daniel had not hurt her, maybe she would never have met Austin. Maybe my family would not exist. In later years, Rose wrote about marriage, about raising children, about simple joys. Life was not perfect. There were arguments, financial problems, loss. But she never doubted Austin's loyalty. She wrote, "I once fell for excitement. Now I choose peace." In the last pages, her handwriting became slower. She wrote, "Time passes quickly. Choose carefully who you give your heart to. Not everyone deserves it." I closed the diary and sat in silence. Rose was not just my grandmother. She was once a young girl with a broken heart. That night, I thought about my own life, about relationships that felt exciting but unstable, about how sometimes I ignored red flags. Rose's story was not dramatic, but it was powerful. Some people will play with your heart. Let them go. The right person will not treat your feelings like a bet. When my month ended, I returned to New York. The city was still loud, but I was different. I was calmer. I understood something simple. Life is not about rushing. Love is not about excitement. And not every secret is dark. Some secrets are lessons. Rose's secret was not shame. It was growth. And because she chose wisely later, I am here. And now I choose more carefully too. Now it's your turn. Play this video again. Pause after each sentence. Repeat it like a shadow. Practice every day. Even 10 minutes helps. Believe in yourself. Remember, no matter how small you feel, no matter how hard life is, Your dreams are real if you work for them. Thank you for learning with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories and shadowing practice. See you next time.